Good morning. Today I'm inside because the air quality is terrible and I'm recording in the quiet hours while everyone is still asleep. So I hope that whenever you're watching this, you are doing well and that you are safe. And I also want to just express gratitude to all the firefighters and all of the emergency personnel who are working to support everyone who's struggling with these fires. It's been a terrible few weeks, but I am sending my love and gratitude to everyone and hopes for safety wherever you are. Today, actually, one of my students asked a wonderful question, and I think it's moments like these, challenges like these, years like these, that sort of provide an answer to their question. So one of the questions that came from my student this week, which I love, they asked, is it possible to get to a point where we can be mindful about everything, or are there some things that slip through the cracks? The answer, I think, to this question, and I would love to hear from you, the answer is yes, we can get to a point where we can be mindful about everything, and yes, there are some things that slip through the cracks. I think both are true, and that's one of what I found is a beauty of mindfulness in both its history and its philosophy is the acknowledgement of paradox and the constant invitation to return to practice, because that is life, right? And this week I've been drawing from Thich Nhat Hanh's Pieces Every Step. And he has a moment where he talks about, there were some other questions that came up, which I want to talk about tomorrow in terms of, does mindfulness draw us away from our feelings? But in this section, he talks about non-surgery, and that the point of mindfulness is not to extract our feelings from ourselves, but rather to be aware of them so that we can respond rather than react to the challenges of life. So he says, instead of acting as if we can dispose of parts of ourselves, we can learn the art of transformation. We can transform our anger, for example, into something more wholesome, like understanding. We only have to observe it with love and attention. If we take care of our anger in this way, without trying to run away from it, it will transform itself. This is peacemaking. So today, before we get started, as we get started in our practice, I want to just offer the few reminders. One is find a comfortable seat, whatever is comfortable for you, whether it's on a bolster, in a chair, lying down, and if at any point it becomes uncomfortable to the point of pain, especially, please move, please adjust, listen to your body. Second, we always have a tool, which is the breath, right? And if things come up, this is the third point, that are distracting or really you feel like the mind is getting loud, maybe even those moments of anger, you feel like the mindfulness is slipping away, that's the invitation to return to your breath, right? And to see if you can check in and take some deep breaths. So even as we're sitting in silence, and I talked about this earlier this week, but when I first started meditating, I didn't understand what we were supposed to be doing. I just sat there and my mind got louder and louder and louder. And I wish somebody had said, you have this amazing tool, which is the breath, that you can just check in with. And that has been my practice for a long time. And as I check in with my breath over the course of whatever set of amount of time that I set for myself, when I am in seated meditation, when I draw that attention to the breath, I find that the slipping through the cracks that my student is worried about transforms into a real state of presence and awareness. And so my students are reading about why that happens, the physiology of why the breath is an amazing tool, particularly diaphragmatic breathing. But today, let's just practice. So As you're ready, come to whatever posture is comfortable for you, and just go ahead and close your eyes. And just start to become aware of where you are right now. Perhaps you've already started your day. You've had experiences throughout this day that have brought you to this moment. See if you can just acknowledge them and then invite your awareness, your breath, your attention into this moment here. And just start to listen. Listen to the sounds of the space where you are, becoming aware of the sound of my breath, checking in with the natural and gentle pace of your own breath. And as you're ready, we'll take 3 deep breaths just to begin. Inhale. Feel your lungs expand, your belly fill. Exhale. Sigh it out your mouth. Do that 2 more times. Deep inhale. Exhale. Settle. One last time. Deep inhale. And exhale. Release. And before we move into the shared space of silent, maybe start to bring awareness to your back body, lengthen your spine, even draw your shoulders away from your ears, release any tension in your jaw, space between your eyebrows. And then take one more deep inhale. And exhale. Just allow yourself to be here in this present moment. As you're ready, start to bring awareness back into your breath, your body, this present moment. Start to wiggle your fingers, your toes. Draw attention back into your breath. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, side out. And then as you're ready, just start to flutter your eyes open. So I'm going to repeat the question again because I love it. Is it possible to get to a point where we can be mindful about everything, or are there some things that slip through the cracks? Yes. I find, and I've been practicing a while, that things will slip through the cracks even when we're in the practice, and that's at least why I practice, right? That it is a noun. We are in a state of being, but it's also a verb, and so we practice so that we bring these moments, these mindful moments, to the rest of our days, the rest of our lives. And we are constantly faced with the opportunities to return to our breath, to the quiet, to the pauses, so that we can respond rather than react, so that we can respond mindfully. And in doing so, find peace. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I've enjoyed sharing this quiet space with you, even virtually, even pre-recorded, and I look forward to practicing with you again. We'll see how the weather is and how loud my family is. I may end up pre-recording the subsequent planned meditations for this weekend. But either way, I've been enjoying getting feedback and shared experiences with you in meditation. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or evening wherever you are. Bye, everyone.